Bueno, muy buenas noches a todos los que se van conectando a esta sesión informativa de Colfuturo. Como ya lo pueden ver en la pantalla, hoy nos vamos a unir junto a Alan, uno de los representantes de esta institución, quien nos va a brindar información sobre la oferta académica que hay específicamente en Hospitality and Tourism, que es el área principal enfocada de este webinar, y nos va a brindar información tanto sobre esa oferta académica, los requisitos de postulación, asimismo como todas las opciones de financiación, incluyendo el convenio con Colfuturo. Así que si alguno está interesado, este convenio comprende un descuento de aproximadamente el 50% para dos beneficiarios de Colfuturo. Ese sería el descuento que se aplica directamente al valor de la matrícula. Sin embargo, más adelante Ala nos va a explicar a detalle cómo funciona este beneficio y la ruta para que ustedes puedan acceder a ello es postularse al programa Crédito Beca de Colfuturo. Este programa abre convocatoria el 9 de enero 2024 y cerrará como tal el 29 de febrero del mismo año. Así que les hacemos la invitación a que si están interesados pueden postularse con alguna de estas opciones de programas de la Universidad de Central Florida y si llegan a ser seleccionados por nosotros pueden llegar a obtener este beneficio. Así que sin más introducción, thank you so much, Alan, for being here, and you can go ahead and start your presentation.
Lovely. Thank you very much, lady. Thank you for the invitation. And thank you for those of you that are tuned in this evening. I hope you can understand me okay. My English originates from the United Kingdom rather than the United States, so I have a slightly different accent. I'm a fluent French speaker, but I'm afraid not with Spanish. So I'll do my best to communicate as clear as possible. So thank you very much indeed for joining us. I'm calling from the Rosen College of Hospitality Management, which is located in Orlando, Florida. And I think before I discuss anything about the program, I think one of the most important things for yourselves considering studying in Florida and certainly in Orlando, this is essentially a bilingual city. So we are what's called an HSI. We are a Hispanic serving institution, which means that over 30% of our student population are from Hispanic origin. So we have many Puerto Ricans, Colombians, Venezuelans, Brazilians, Argentinians. We've got a rich mix. So it's a very Hispanic friendly environment in which to study. And this is the college here, which is a beautiful building as well. Very, very timely. And in many ways, this is how we came connected with Colfuturo about 18 months ago. On Friday, the latest, these are research rankings, they're the Shanghai rankings. And for the fourth consecutive year, the Rosen College of Hospitality Management has ranked #1 in the United States of America. So if you decide to join us, you're joining a extremely talented group of students and faculty that are very well recognized as being the leaders in their field in the United States. So it's a ranking that we're very proud of. We work very hard for. And it explains in part, we have approximately 400 graduate students who are looking at tourism and hospitality event and entertainment issues at the graduate level. Before I talk about the program, I just want to highlight a little bit about Orlando. Orlando may be a place you know well. It may be a place that you don't know at all. Very, very important. Orlando is the tourist hub of the state of Florida. So pre-pandemic, Orlando attracted 75 million visitors. So as a tourism economy, Orlando is third behind Paris and Beijing in China. So it's an enormous tourism economy. So it's a perfect environment for you to study and learn about this fascinating area. And just as an example, I'm going to run through very quickly its various attractions. Clearly, Orlando is known as the home of Disney, of Universal Studios and SeaWorld. Disney alone in Orlando employs 80,000 people, 80,000. So it's the single largest single site employer in the United States of America. So everything in Orlando is very big, which means for you to study and for opportunities, they are plentiful. Literally 2 minutes from where I'm sitting now, Universal Studios are opening their third theme park in summer 2025. And this is Epic Universe. It's 750 acres. And when it opens, they will be employing 14,000 new employees, 14,000, of which 400 of those will be middle and senior managers. They are the students that essentially are studying on our graduate programs now. So certainly if you're in the entertainment and theme park domain, it's certainly the place for you to come and study. We work very closely with the Orange County Convention Center, which is the second largest convention center in the United States. And we work with all the professional bodies. So for connections for you, for placement, for internship, for projects, we have a plentiful supply of extremely good local connections. If, like me, you like your sport, Orlando is the home of American tennis. Apart from the US Open, which takes place in Queens in New York City, Orlando is the national campus for the United States Tennis Association. So all the training, player development side of tennis takes place here. We also are home to the Orlando Magic, NBA basketball, Orlando City Soccer for the MLS, and one of the top golf tournaments in the United States, which is the Arnold Palmer Invitational. So if sport and events are of interest to you, it's a wonderful place to study. It's also an amazing place for entertainment with theatres, incredible standard of theatres. One of its theatres, the Steinmetz Theatre, was recently named number 10 in the world for its design and its sound quality. So you really will be joining a very vibrant community with amazing neighborhoods, and probably most fun at all if you come from Britain like I do, it's the outdoors. So it's the natural environment and obviously the beaches, which you're probably more familiar with. So a wonderful place to come and study. What about us as a program? We're really here to try and identify, train, educate and develop the future global leaders of the tourism industry, be it here in the United States or in your home country of Colombia or elsewhere. And we have a rich mix of faculty with huge experience to educate you. And as I said before, that's why we have for the fourth year on the trot been recorded as the #1 in our particular discipline of hospitality and tourism. However, we've been around for quite a while. We've been in business now for over 40 years. And one of our key attractions really is the fact that we have faculty from 18 different countries. Just a few to think of. We have faculty from Colombia. We have faculty from Aruba. We have faculty from Chile. We have faculty from Puerto Rico, Canada, India, South Africa, Australia, you name it. So we're a very diverse faculty. It's very deliberate because the industry that you will be going into, if you're new to tourism and hospitality, it's incredibly international in its reach. One of my former students at the moment is in charge of the Hyatt Corporation developments in South America and is frequently in Bogota at the moment. So a very, very diverse and global international mindset for this industry. Our curriculum, which I will show you, is very flexible. We have multiple modalities and probably the largest single choice of courses of our competitors in the United States. And I will showcase you the type of courses that we have in a moment. And although this presentation is primarily for our master's program, we have Florida's first and only standalone PhD program in hospitality and tourism management. At the moment, we have one Colombian student and two Brazilians from South America. So we have roughly 30 in total. So you will be in a very good company. Our alumni base is roughly 14,000. Why that's really important, it really means in many parts of the United States, Central and South America now, you will connect with people, students who know and have studied at the Rosen College. So our network for one-to-one development, group development, just informal networking is extremely powerful. And our connection with industry is second to none. Every single thing that we do, every program, every course is vetted by industry before we go live. So recently we launched in August, we launched our theme park and attraction management undergraduate degree. So it's not for presentation this evening. That program was developed with all the major theme park providers here and internationally. So we're extremely well connected. In terms of graduate study, clearly you want to know what we know and what we publish. So our research strength is evidenced by these 6 journals all having an editorial home at the Rosen College. And the 3 with the ring round at the top there, they are 3 of the top, really the top 10 journals in our particular field globally. So it's not just that you're coming to Orlando, Florida. You will be joining a highly expert and highly experienced international academic community that you can tap into our leads, our networks, and certainly the many years of experience that we have. So a great place to come and study, huge industry connectivity, but ultimately you're probably asking, what do I study? What do I study? And what we're talking about here is the Hospitality and Tourism Management MS, and these are the courses that you would study. So when you join us, our program is comprised of 11 courses, 11. 11 times 3 is 33, so it's a 33 credit master's program. You can actually complete that in one 12-month period if you wish, and I'll explain how that works and how it connects with Col Futuro as we get towards the end. In terms of your subjects, we are essentially a management college fully embedded in the domain of tourism and hospitality. So your guest services, your financial analysis, your marketing, human resource, data analysis, etc. These are very much MBA style courses, but with full integration into the fascinating world of hospitality and tourism. And a lot of these courses will have speakers, they will have projects external. Clearly, one of the key areas at the moment is that the area of artificial intelligence, which I'm sure you're aware of, and how that is fundamentally changing the sort of back operation of the hospitality and tourism industry. It's certainly exciting and keeping us incredibly busy. So these are the 6 core courses, what we call the required courses. You actually can complete these in any particular order. So we have a very flexible schedule whereby you can choose the courses that you feel are appropriate for you per term. So there's no set order. The only thing that we insist on is the final course there in red, HMG 6296, the strategic issues. That's what we call the capstone course, which means it's the very final course you complete prior to your graduation. So we go from a very small, specific list to a huge list of electives. And this probably is one of our main competitive positives in terms of our program. We have an incredible list of electives. 3-4 times more than most of our competitors. We can do this because we're a large college. We have approximately 3,000 students in total, but we have the faculty and the student demand to keep the energy of these courses. And we add courses on a regular basis to keep them fresh. So you can see in that first sort of top left-hand corner, the new courses that vary from food supply chain management to smart travel and tourism to hospitality, intelligence and analytics, which clearly is growing day by day as a popular means of study and a popular means of employment. And it's very, very common now, very common for students of ours that are coming with a finance and analytics background. They will walk into jobs around the $100,000 on graduation. It's a very, very positive and energizing area at the moment. So you've got your 6 required courses. You'll then have the choice of 5 of this extensive list. So you choose 5 electives, which go with your 6 required courses. And once you succeed, that will give you your master's in hospitality and tourism management from the UCF Rosen College. The idea with the support of Colfutura is that you conclude in a 1-year cycle. So the idea is that you would join with us in fall 2024 and complete by the end of summer 2025. So that's the next cycle. Obviously, you may want to come a year later, but what we're looking at the moment is for the recruitment for fall 2024. The curriculum and admission requirements, they are exactly the same. Many of our students take a slightly slower route because they're in full-time employment, but the intensive 1-year concentration is identical in every way to our primary program. It's just that you're completing in a 1-year cycle rather than 18 months to 2 years. What does it mean in reality? It means that if you were to join us in the fall of 2024, you would take 4 courses in your first term. You would take 4 courses in your spring term. And actually, there's an error here. It would be 3 courses in your summer. So it's 4, 4, 3, which makes your 11 courses in total. The only requirement is that capstone course, if you remember from a few minutes ago, that is your final course in terms of the schedule. Occasionally, and I stress occasionally, some students will need some undergraduate prerequisite courses. We can work that out with you. So I've got my email address at the end of this presentation. If there are questions, you come straight back to me, and obviously we will clarify things for you as much as we possibly can. What we're very proud of, we're proud of many things, but we get reviewed by students at the end of every year. And in every single category, there are 8 questions here. In every single one, we exceed the average for the University of Central Florida. So our program is way, way above other programs in terms of the level of satisfaction. And I think things that I'm proud of all these, but if you look at if you go to the left-hand column, the overall graduate experience, 95.8%. If you go down a little bit further, if you've got a marketing background, would you recommend to a friend or relative? That really is the most positive marketing message you can get. As a college, we're at 93.3%, where the University of Central Florida combined, all the other colleges combined, is 85.4%. So we're really exceeding our game here. And I think as an international student, you really want to know, how good are my professors? Are they really that good? Well, if you look at the quality of instruction, 94.9%. So essentially, we believe, and I think the evidence is clear, we deliver a very strong product and have many very satisfied and very talented international students. Okay, what do you need to do? If you wish to apply to us, it's very, very, very centralized at UCF, and I can copy the link, is on my other screen, but you can email me directly and I can point you in the right direction. Okay, so as I say, my email will be at the very end of this session, and it's having a 3.0 equivalent according to the bottom point there, the credit evaluation agencies. And at the University of Central Florida, we use two. It's WES, or World Education Services, or Joseph Silney and Associates. These are organizations, so me as a British national, all my educational qualifications, I had to go through the same process. You submit them, they evaluate them, and they give you an equivalence to the system of education in the United States. So it's very, very easy. It just takes a little bit of time. One thing that's very important for you to notice here is for our particular programs, we do not ask for a GRE or GMAT. So that hopefully is a real positive. The reason we do that, many in the hospitality industry, they join us a little bit later in their career. They're in their mid to late 20s. They've not studied for a while. However, when they join us, their level of industry experience is phenomenal. So they bring other strengths to our program. But the admission requirements are pretty standard. In terms of residences, where will you be living? We have, these are our accommodation residents that we have on site. So these are on our campus, and they're typically less expensive than living in the private sector. They're all extremely comfortable. They have security. You have a heated pool and all the facilities that you would expect of a college of our standing in the United States. There's a little picture of the pool. They are within about 5 minutes walking distance from your classes. So very convenient. We are 5 minutes from SeaWorld, 10 minutes from Universal Studios, and 20 minutes from Disney. So we're very, very centrally located in the tourism and hospitality district of Orlando. In terms of applications, hopefully you're thinking of an application. Our deadline is January the 15th. So if you want to come and join us in August for 2024, then you've still got quite a little bit of time. This is the reason why we're doing the webinar now for your application. And as I say, you can contact me at any time. I have two colleagues that work with me very closely. One who speaks 5 languages, including Spanish and Portuguese. So if you need to discuss something in your native language, my colleague, Dr. Bufka, he will help you there, no problem at all. But the key date is January the 15th. If you've got any problems, as I say, please email me and I will point you in the right direction. Finally, how does our scholarship work? This is the agreement that we have with Colfuturo, and it's called a LAX scholarship. So it's Latin America and Caribbean scholarship. And I've actually, I sent these to Lady earlier on today, so I'm sure she'd kindly be able to circulate them to you so you can see these and read these in your own time. Essentially, how does it work? By joining us and being awarded the Latin American and Caribbean scholarship, it basically gives you 50% discount. The normal price for an international student to study at the Rosen College for this particular program, it's towards the bottom there, $39,000, just over $39,000. With the scholarship awarded through LAX and the support of Colfuturo, it's just under $20,000. So $20,000 is still a lot of money, but it's significantly less than a traditional non-scholarship receiving student. So we're hoping that you feel that is incredibly good value for money to join a really strong team in a destination and place which is really the focal point of hospitality and tourism in the United States. Essentially, it's ourselves in Orlando or Las Vegas in Nevada, in sort of the northwest of the United States. On that note, I would like to conclude. I said I was going to speak for about 20 minutes, so I'm happy with the time. We have a beautiful campus. We're very happy to welcome you for tours at any time. Very, very frequently, we will have international students who just stop by and want to have a little look at the environment before they decide. We're here all the time, so very happy to welcome you, meet your parents, your uncles, aunts, whoever are traveling with you. And as I stressed at the beginning, Orlando is essentially a bilingual city now of English and Spanish. So you will feel very, very, very comfortable. And I'm a rarity in that I don't speak Spanish, but virtually everyone you meet will have some Spanish ability to make you feel at home. Although I must stress, all the tuition is in English, be it American English or British English. On that note, I've got my email at the bottom there, alan.file@ucf.edu. Please do email me with any questions. We've got time for questions now if anybody wants to ask anything, but very open to questions and comment over the next few weeks. Please just remember that the deadline is January 15th, 2024 for the full admission. And lady, thank you very much for the invitation, and I'll stop sharing.
Good. So first of all, thank you, Alan, for all the information. It was very useful for all the participants. I was checking the social media and we have different questions about the language requirements. So they are asking, which exam do you accept to prove that they have the knowledge of the second language?
Okay, so I'm going to go on my slide, which is up here, because the one we tend to use is the IELTS. So we are looking at IELTS 6.5, which is quite high, but it's a very heavy, intensive sort of writing program. So if you come with that level, then you won't have any problem. If you're slightly less than that, we actually have a gateway program where you can start, which is very common in many parts of the world. If you're less than IELTS 6.5, email me directly and I can point you towards the gateway program, which is based at our main site. And Sergio, who you met before, will work with that. But traditionally, it's 6.5 for IELTS. We take TOEFL, we're easy, but IELTS is probably the preferred of the two.
Okay, and we have a question here. I mean, you already answered that, but they're asking if do you accept Duolingo exam?
Do I, sorry?
If do you accept Duolingo exam?
Yes, yes.
Next question is about the cost of living. So they want to know if you can give us an estimated cost of living in the US.
Yeah, so the accommodation per term it's $3,500. So between the August and the Christmas vacation would be 3,500. The same in the spring and the summer. So yeah, it's probably about average for the United States. The cheapest areas are in the North and the Midwest, but it's probably about average. Food is, I'm guessing my son is at college at the moment. It's probably about another 2,000, 2,500 on top. So I would say food and lodging is around $6,000 per term.
Good, thank you. Next question is about like how easy or how difficult is to get a job once they finish the program with you.
Okay, so this is really a very, very important question. So once you've completed your program, you can stay in the United States for 1 full year, and it's called OPT. And the vast majority of our students, they stay an extra year, partly because they want to work, partly because the earnings then help pay back some of their loans that they've taken to come and study here in the first place. If you complete a STEM program, so science, technology, engineering, and math, then you can stay in the United States for 3 years. So with hospitality, it's 1 year. STEM, it's 3. So if you do an MBA, it would be 1 year like us. I think the key thing, and I touched on it as I went through, all the main hotel providers in particular, what's very common, you will work here in Orlando for a year, but they all have properties in Central and South America. So I think I mentioned the Hyatt, but the Hilton Group, Four Seasons are extremely good. Ritz-Carlton, all these properties have, in fact, South America is one of the fastest growing markets in the world. So you're in a very, very strong position to work here for a year and then get transferred to wherever you are in South America. Funnily enough, a lot of our students like working in Japan. We have a lot of students in Tokyo and Osaka in Japan. So it's, yeah, we're truly global.
Okay, good. That's good news for everyone here.
Yeah.
So next question, it's about the undergraduate studies. They want to know if they can apply for this master in hospitality if they have an undergraduate in communication.
Yes. So the key criteria is that your undergraduate degree is a good one. It's from a recognized institution and you've got the equivalents. Some of our very, very best students come from a history undergraduate degree, anthropology, science, but they have a passion for a career in hospitality. So as long as you've got that drive and energy to succeed in the industry, then you'll be fine. And communication is very, very, very relevant. Very relevant.
Okay. Good.
So yes.
Next question is about the work experience. So do I need to have a specific amount of years working in hotels or something similar to hospitality?
Okay, now we don't insist, but I would say it's much better if you have some experience because we don't want you to come onto a program that you think, that's not for me. So if you've got some experience, it's better because that's your first filter. We want you to come onto a program that's really beneficial. It's fun, it's energizing, it's challenging, but it will help you with your longer term career. So it's why a lot of our students are 24, 25, 26, because they just worked for 2 or 3 years and then they're like, that's for me. So it's better if you can, but we do acknowledge not in every country you don't necessarily have the opportunities that students have here. So we are quite flexible.
Okay, good. And the last question is about the cost of the program. So maybe you can give us information of the estimated cost of the programs that you have.
Yeah. So the cost, I'm just looking up the other screen. So the total cost of the program, if you basically what happens, you apply, and when you're offered a place, then you can apply for our LAC scholarship. And we have reserved, so we protect 2 for Colfuturo. So the first 2 students from Colfuturo that have support from Colfuturo, we will give you the scholarship. So instead of paying nearly $40,000 for the program, you're paying just under 20. So it's basically half the price that you would pay normally. So it's and actually the price is less than some of the prices of programs around the country that American students pay. So one of the very good things in Florida, apart from the weather and the beautiful surroundings, the costs are reasonable compared to what you see at other places across the United States. But yeah, if you apply and you're successful, we've got 2 scholarships that we protect for Colfuturo. We want the very best Colombian students to come and study with us, basically.
Yeah. Thank you, Alan.
Very good questions. Very good questions.
from Bridget, and she's asking if she is an accountant, she can like be part of the programs if that's her undergraduate study.
Definitely. So did you say that it was a Bridget?
See, Bridget, yeah, Bridget, she says she's an
Bridget,
accountant.
if you're in finance and accounting, the employment opportunities for you are incredible because Orlando, I should have said at the beginning, Orlando's an unusual destination. It's a place that people visit, but also it's a major industry hub. So we have top engineering companies that design hotels and theme parks. We have all the revenue management operations. We have the data science teams. So anyone who's got a financially astute brain, you've got a big advantage. You've got a very big advantage because that's where the high paying jobs are. Project management, financial planning, revenue management, data science, data analytics, intelligence.
Thanks.
That's where the work is.
Well, I said that was the last one, but I have another question here, and the person is asking about the, let me double check that I understand correctly the question.
I've just put a web link in the chat, lady, for the main admissions page.
Yeah, I have it here. She's asking about letters of recommendation. If do you ask for these letters, and how many letters of recommendation?
3. So we really like 3, and it is better if they. We understand obviously that finding 3 in English is not always easy, but we really like to get a variety of letters so we can understand who we're recruiting. So it may be a former teacher from school, it may be a professor from your undergraduate degree, and then it might be a family friend or an employer or somebody from Col Futuro. So we just like to get a little bit of variety so we understand who's coming in.
Okay, good. So we do not have more questions. So thanks again, Alan, for being here, for answering all the questions.
And please, anybody, if you want to email me at a later date, absolutely delightful to hear from you.
And I will share your presentation with all the participants, so they will have access to all the information you shared with us today.
Wonderful. Lovely. Lady, thank you very much, and good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, the same. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.